What's going on, Consciouz, your favorite breakdown commentator? Welcome to another riveting episode of the Consciouztv platform. Grand Rising. Hell, I guess it's welcome to CTV in the morning, because we really about this morning life now. My God, I am spooked. Before we get into it, you guys already know what you need to do. Go ahead and run those likes all the way up. Stop playing on my head top. We ain't got no weirdos over here. So smash and dash that like feature and that like button, because if you can't like the video, you ain't got no business over here. On period. Swing it back on that like feature, honey. Let's unthaw the algorithm. Let's get the notifications out, because we know that this is the way to do the job that YouTube refuses to do most of the time, which is to notify the Conscious crew accordingly. All right, so whether you're part of the replay gang acting for me in real time in these sky reeks, or you are an old nasty piece of bush, baby, please swing and bang and bully the hell out of the like button. If you enjoy everything that Kane does here, you can always donate to the platform at $Consciouztv on Cash App and or PayPal.me/Consciouztv. And of course, that's Conscious spelled with the Z on the end, just like it is here on the channel. All donation information and social media handles are in fact in the description box below, and scrolling from right to left in red and white at the bottom of this here live sky screen. Make sure that you have your notification bell set to all, and last but not least, please share the stream out to wherever it is you have digital community, whether that be a YouTube community wall, your Snapchat, your MySpace, the dark side of Twitter, Tumblr, or your personal OF. I don't really give no damn where you went back. Lay the link. Just let them whores know that we're live, and we're certainly in color. With no further ado, let's go ahead and push on through. Oh,
I know a place where you can recharge your soul.
Baby, that's Consciouztv.
And in the midst of brokenness, he gon' see your asshole.
Baby, that's Consciouztv.
You gon' heal, you gon' laugh and catch a little shade.
Ooh, girl.
Y'all know he be slaying, y'all better stop playing. Come hear what he's saying.
Ladies and gentlemen.
what's going on, Conscious crew? Grand Rising. Y'all, I'm really spooked, girl, that I be up, wide-eyed and bushy-tailed, that I be woke with the rest of the mortals, that I be woke doing regular business hours, that I actually be active with all the average folk in the earth. Girl, I am nocturnal. So there's been a shift ever since CERN turned off that hydrocolada, girl. Something unnatural has happened to me there to snatch my nocturnalness away from me. My God, I'm spooked. Like, I hate the mornings. Like, when y'all up, I'm asleep. When I'm asleep, y'all up. I be vamping. So this is crazy work for me, but hey, we're going to embrace it, child, because my whole life is almost brand new. I almost feel like I've been reborn again. So I guess this is a, sign of the time, child, that, we're in a new season. We're in a new frequency. We're in a new era of the Consciouztv. So welcome to Consciouztv in the morning, child. So I was up, minding my business, and y'all's too. And a few things came across my desk that we got to get into, girl. There's a lot, as always, going on in the world. Now, I do want to shout out to my co-host and Conscious crew member IG yesterday for joining me and having a riveting discussion about FBA and the ADOS community in response to Trash a Coochie case, also known as Unwinding with Cardi B's Moolah K, who compared the FBA to the KKK. My God, today. But we end up having a very lively, very charismatic, and a very informative discussion about FBA, about ADOS. We also dropped the link and had a great town hall. Baby, Tariq Nasheed got dragged to hell. Baby, it was glorious. It was iconic. So if you guys have not checked out that commentary, please make sure that you do. Also, Trash a Coochie K, still don't get it, child. She talking about, well, ain't it true that we all African? My God, today I can't deal. But apparently, Trasha K is going to be bringing on a member or some members of the FBA. And that's going to be very interesting, my God, today. So we're probably going to be reviewing that whenever that takes place. But let's just go ahead and get into the motherfucking docket for this old nasty piece of Thursday, girl. We got to get into Miss Britney Spears, girl. My God. Britney is just, you know, this was our white Beyonce, you know, queen of pop culture. You guys know Britney's whole life has been so controversial, especially like after she got with Kevin Federline. I don't know what type of goddamn white Haitian voodoo that was on the edge of that dick of Kevin's, but baby, it done turned Britney Spears neurologically every which way but goddamn loose. And that was really the tipping point, girl. That's when, you know, she had done resurrected and summoned forth the Dark Phoenix, and we got the bald-headed Britney Spears, girl. That was the Dark Phoenix version of Miss Spears. And from there, girl, she was thrown into a asylum, into a conservatorship. Honey, Britney Spears couldn't even have an orgasm without a doctor's orders, baby. Okay, we know that her net worth went down dramatically. I think Britney Spears was worth a few $100 million, and by the end of her conservatorship, she had $60 million sitting to her name in terms of a network. My God, today. And even though her fans raised a lot of free Britney, free Britney, free Britney, free Britney, girl, because she was being allegedly abused by her father, who was over the conservatorship. You know, she was losing her moolah. She didn't have no rights. She was medicated. You know, she was a cage bird at that point. But the Free Britney movement set Miss Britney free. It was ultimately effective. However, since Britney Spears has been out, she's gotten DUIs. She's damn near burnt down the left wing of her goddamn home. She has done choreography with butcher knives and almost slit her goddamn throat. Bitch came back the next day after spinning them goddamn knives around like katana, looking like a goddamn mummy, bitch, with bandages wrapped around her motherfucking body from every damn angle. So now them same Free Britney Spears fans are saying, lock this bitch back up. My God. All right. Where there was a saltine man who came forth, Billy Bush, who is praying, girl, he's praying to his white Jesus to help and heal and protect Britney Spears. Apparently, he had dinner with her 15 plus years ago. And I want to show you guys what he had to say about Miss Slave for You and his variation of the queen of pop music. Check out Billy Bush. Y'all run the lights up.
Britney Spears. She's always done the baby voice. This is something else. I don't know what this voice is. But she's gone. She is unwell. She is unsafe. And this does not end well.
You put so much Botox in this left eye that it drew down like that. And it's just now starting to raise up and be normal again. It's so embarrassed. It's like that. Like, it's, girls, you have to be careful.
God, I hear that. It's pain, right? I mean, there's so much anguish in there. My ex-wife, Sydney, and I had dinner with Britney Spears years ago when she was engaged to my friend Jason Trawick, and he called and said, hey, let's go out with the gals. And so I was like, sure. And the four of us went out to dinner. We went to the Montage in Beverly Hills, and the second floor restaurant was shut down just for us. We had a private table of four. And Britney came up the back elevator from the garage, and it was very awkward. She has social anxiety like you wouldn't believe. Then, this was literally 15 years ago, maybe more, about at least 15 years ago. And then you think of everything that's, allegedly just fistfuls of Adderall on top of that. And that's where she is now with the smoky eyes and the dancing in that hallway. And
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to laugh, but when that man said the smoky eye and the dancing in that goddamn hallway, my God, today.
And now this baby voice thing, it's just not good. It's not normal. It's not healthy. God dang it, pray for her. To Britney Spears.
Okay, now I'm kind of conflicted. Yes, Britney Spears is not at her top tier level. At this point, she's not even expected to be, given that she practically has arrested development, baby. Okay, so I don't expect a 100% Britney. And to be honest, given the circumstances, I think the bitch is doing pretty well for a motherfucker who lost her career, who lost her kids, who lost her home, who lost her autonomy, who lost her right to blink twice, and to still be able to come out here and to know how to work a phone and to be reunited with her children and, to be down there to a Mexican villa bitch getting drunk off of brown liquor. I think Britney is doing pretty well, for a special needs person. Like, Britney Spears is slightly special needs, but I don't think this is that bad. Hell, she's doing better, baby, than some people who got all of their full faculties, if you ask me. So sometimes I do feel like Britney is being dramatized to just be so disabilitated and so downtrodden and, oh, she's so unwell. Baby, that lady out here riding dick. This woman out here selling all her goddamn royalties and properties in a damn yard sale, bitch. This woman is out here spending money, driving at 150 miles per hour in a 40 lane. As far as I'm concerned, baby, she being an American. However, when he spoke about the baby voice, it did pique my interest. So I wanted to look into the baby voice situation because she has adopted that baby voice, and she's went through like 2-3 different reiterations of her vocals. She got this British accent thing that she does. Then she has this baby thing that she does like Nicki Minaj. So I looked some shit up and check this out because I thought it was interesting that he said that even 15 years ago or longer that she was suffering from a lot of social anxiety then. That keyword anxiety is what stood out to me. So I typed in, is talking in a baby voice a result of mental illness? No, talking in a baby voice is not a formal mental illness. It is usually a behavioral habit, a coping mechanism for stress or a communication style. Sometimes it links to neurodivergence or emotional trauma, okay? Neurodivergence as in autistic, but it is a symptom or preference rather than a disease by itself. Stress and overload. Adults and children may slip into a younger voice when feeling tired, anxious, okay, that anxiety, or overwhelmed. This is a form of nervous system regression to feel safe. Neurodivergence, aka autism. Autistic individuals or those with demand avoidance profiles may use a high-pitched tone or a character persona to lower everyday anxiety and cope with sensory strain. Learned habit. Some people use a childlike voice playfully in relationships, intimate, sometimes use baby talk or as a habit to seek comfort and attention. Trauma and disassociation. Severe emotional distress or trauma can trigger age regression when a person temporarily reverts mentally and vocally to a younger state. All right. So Basically, what I surmise in putting all things together is that Miss Spears' nervous system is pretty much shot and wrecked, and this baby voice is an attempt for her brain to process all of the trauma that she has going on, for being abandoned, for losing her life, for being separated from her children, from deep betrayal from those who love her, her family, etc. And I think that's interesting. So instead of us overly judging this lady, how about we just look into some things and see what's going on? Because all of this over exaggeration of how Britney Spears is behaving actually can be considered positive coping mechanisms. As long as she actually talking in that goddamn baby voice, we know that her healing is trying to happen. Okay? Because it's a coping mechanism, baby. The baby voice is trying to keep the demons down, baby. Trying to keep the intrusive thinking down, because this lady has been through a lot. And once again, her nervous system is shot. So this is her brain's way of trying to protect her, trying to put her in a state of soothing and calmness, as most people associate a childlike voice to innocence, to safety, to a certain sense of virtue, etc. So, there that is. But yes, please keep Britney Spears in your prayers. We don't need this bitch boom catting so hard that she forget that she done left her goddamn oven at 450 goddamn degrees, bitch. Okay? And the roof is literally on fire. All right, so keep her in your prayers. And I want to say this too. I don't think that Britney Spears needs another conservatorship. I think that Britney Spears needs to get into some good psychotherapy, and she needs to get properly regulated and need to have a team of psychiatrists and doctors assembling a great rehabilitation plan for her. I don't think that Britney Spears will ever perform again. I don't think we'll ever get our Britney back and that version of Britney Spears back. But I do think that she probably has a lot more potential to be more stable and coordinated in her living than what she currently has available to her. And I hope that she gets the help so that she can thrive at the highest level she can under these circumstances. But let's be clear, these are her circumstances. So it's never going to be ideal. She's never going to be totally the Britney that we have known. But it's probably true that it can get better than this as well. Okay? So keep it in your prayers, shine light and love to our first white Beyonce. Dominique Morgan, or as some like to call her, Scamonique Morgan, is back fucking with Jaya, T.S. Madison's personal assistant and hairstylist. You guys know that Jaya and Morgan were at each other's weaves and lace fronts 2 months ago. We're going to get into that. And they had it going on, girl. And apparently, for those who've been living under a rock, just to give you guys a little bit 1 2 1 2 1 2 catch up, chill. So you guys know that Scamonique did 48 hours in Rikers Island and is on probation and has to pay back the Okra Project thousands of dollars for using a bail fund program that was supposed to go toward incarcerated queer people that allegedly went to Dominique's own personal expenses, which was almost $100,000 of nonprofit coin that was allocated to Dominique's nail tech, weave tech, LASIK eye surgery, braces, bonnets, upkeeps for her vehicle, almost a $20,000 or $30,000 renovation to a closet in her rental. My God, imagine, okay, my God. And her ass got penalized and almost served a life sentence down there in Rikers Island as a result. Okay, now when Miss Dominique had got out after doing almost 30 days down there in Rikers Island, she had a welcome back home party, and everybody was invited, including Mother T.S. Madison, aside from Miss Jaya, T.S. Madison's hairstylist. So initially, Jaya had reached out to another mutual of her and Dominique's and said, hey, I just wanted to clarify and verify and do a authentication verification on if me and my wig are invited to Dominique's homecoming because I would like to come. And that mutual told Jaya to sit her ass the fuck down, baby. Okay? And just catch the next one. Jaya was like, and now mind you, she ended up reaching out to the mutual because she had already reached out to Dominique via text to seek her permission to come to the welcome home party, and she got left on red. But Jaya just assumed that Dominique was probably busy, maybe figuring out who else's bail fund she was going to use to buy balloons and liquor with for this homecoming party girl, okay? Moving through all her cards and witchery on the table, baby. Seeing who else's money she was going to use to have a good time with, right? So she paid it and contacted the mutual. So Jaya ended up, once she got in contact with the mutual, and the mutual basically corroborated, girl, that there is something brewing and that Dominique don't really fuck with her. Jaya kind of spiraled, child. She felt the way she felt betrayed, my love. Then T.S. Madison had went live with Scamonique at the homecoming party, and Craig the Mistress had joined the live stream because his ass wasn't invited either. And so Craig was like, oh girl, I ain't get an invite. And Dominique responded and was like, well, girl, I would have invited you before I invited that bitch Jaya. Now, mind you, this was said loud, live, and in color. So then Jaya spiraled again, girl, and had went to her Instagram and had did a Surviving Dominique series via 3 different uploads, and, you know, was visibly upset and shook up and just talking about how fake these fuck assholes are in Atlanta. And, you know, she was just like, didn't really get why she was being treated like this. And it was like a whole thing, girl. T.S. Madison ended up getting dragged because people were saying, girl, you should have never let Dominique disrespect Jaya like that. And it was just a whole mess, all right? So me and Bubs to God, shout out to Bubs to God, make sure y'all subscribe to Bubs to God, had went live to do a reaction video to the shenanigans, because after the homecoming party had wrapped up, and after Jaya had did her Surviving Dominique series on Instagram, within a 25-minute interim regarding 3 different uploads addressing the situation about why her name was in this bitch's dick sucker and was hanging out of this bitch's gap, Dominique ended up also doing a response toward midnight and was like, girl, shut up. And nobody cares. And you're still not invited. Moving along. So while we were live, Jai ended up hitting the link. And we ended up getting more intel about what the situation was between herself and Scamonique, because Scamonique never went into any details about what the issue was. She just kind of generalized the tension and the smoke and the pressure as, you know, I just been too nice to these girls. Bitches been playing in my face. Da 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 da. But Jaya let us know that it was two things. She said she did make a statement, I guess, during some period that Dominique was locked up in a lesbian side, a Rikers Island girl subjected to a lot of oral pleasure. Jaya had went live and kind of had made some jokes that apparently rubbed Scamonique the wrong way. So that was strike one. Then apparently there was a nigga. The girls were falling out about a nigga that didn't belong to either one of them. My God, today. But I'm going to let Jaya tell it in her own words when she clicked the link. Okay, so check this out, child. And this was a live from 2 months ago. So it's been 2 months, girls, since they've been beefing, child.
Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. The boy, I don't know who the boy she's talking. I do know who the boy she's referring to. It's Polaroid Poppy from Gay Magazine.
Who the fuck is this? Hold on, let me Google.
It's Polaroid Poppy from Gay Magazine. Me and him, this is not no fucking flirty. That is literally my home dog. That's my dog. And I thought this man was a homosexual, as in someone who does not date trans. So I thought this man was only a man that likes boys because one of his exes really enjoys my content, and that's how they even know about me. That's how me and him even connected, because he was like, yeah, such and such really like your content, stuff like that. And I'm just like, oh, okay, cool. He took me out to an arcade out here. We had drinks. We was on live the whole time, kikiing and she-sheing. And I'm just like, girl, me and this man did not fuck. That is a punk. He don't want me. He don't want no tranny.
Did you want to fuck?
No. Yes. That is my homeboy. That is my homeboy. So who he does the videos for Gay Magazine. He's the videographer.
So who is he supposed to be to Dominique?
I don't know. That's what I'm saying. This is the man.
Freaky dancers dancing. Is this one of the freaky dancers?
I don't know. I don't know.
But this who the smoke is supposed to be over.
I don't know. I do not know. Me and this man like boys.
So he won't be here.
We actually sat there.
Baby, so Jaya found herself in a love triangle that she didn't know was a triangle, yet alone about love over a nigga who like niggas and who jump rope for a living. My God, today, Polaroid Poppy. So, you know, as y'all heard, you know, we were trying to do the autopsy and figure out, well, who the fuck is Polaroid Poppy supposed to be to Miss Scamonique? You know, is he paid trade? You know, was he on some type of an hour, you know, like was there an hour salary? Was there, you know, is he on payroll? Is he a secret freaky dancer for Miss Scamonique, girl? Was she running up the bail funding because, girl, she had to find a payroll to put Polaroid Poppy on? We don't know. Now, after all this, after Jaya ass had them got Street Fighter kicked to the motherfucking chest and not invited to the homecoming party, after Scamonique had done shaded her ass out loud and in color in front of her boss, Mother Maddie, after all of these things, a lot of the Okra Project situation started to unfold. and Miss Gabriella, who ended up being on the receiving end of Dominique's misplaced anger toward her own actions that led to her incarceration. And we were over here giving it to the girls because, baby, we were on Scamonique's neck, okay? And honestly, all we wanted was for Scamonique to take responsibility for stealing from a nonprofit that was designed and centered to be of a great resource to LGBT people from all walks of life facing all types of circumstances, whether it was homelessness, whether it was incarceration, whether it was a food shortage, etc. But instead, what Scamonique did was come hooting and hollering, trying to point the finger at everybody else, alluding to their possibly being co-conspirators alongside this. And we didn't give a fuck because it was only one bitch's and one bitch's name only on the indictment. It was one bitch and one bitch only who was going to be doing 29 days and a half down there to the Rikers Island in the lesbian unit of the prison. It was only one bitch and one bitch only who had a federal case. So any conversation and attempt to bring any of the other girls into this was really a moot point, and it was irrelevant and still has nothing to do ultimately with the motherfucking role that you played, bitch. And now, if there was going to be a conversation about setting the trans community back, bitch, it was that. Okay? You have a trans woman in the community so-called doing advocacy work, so-called playing a superhero for LGBT people, doing work that generally is noble, respectable, virtuous, humanitarian, okay, philanthropy, all the things, bruh, okay, a work that has major respect on it. And here it is. You're within that work and within that network and within that system being Joanne the scammer. My God, imagine cosplaying as a activist and an advocate just so that you can secretly get in and hurt and injure and take from the community that you're front-facing arguing to the rest of the world is disenfranchised, is being politically and socioeconomically attacked, who constantly has a boot to their motherfucking neck, and the whole time the call was coming from inside the motherfucking house. And we ain't talking about the White House. The whole time, the very bitch who's out here advocating for the girls was the very girl that the advocacy was needed to protect them from. My God, today. Imagine. Okay? So while we were over here, because there was only a minority of us who was keeping our foot on Di's neck, the majority of people were allowing Scamonique to live. They didn't give a damn that she sabotaged the community. They didn't give a damn that she took from a pot of gold that belonged to disenfranchised LGBT people who could have benefited from that bail funding program, because she knows more than anybody knows that LGBT people oftentimes do not have a silver spoon in their mouth, do not have family, do not have the aid they need to navigate life appropriately, and oftentimes have to resort to survival crimes in order to do just that, survive. And then to get caught up in survival crimes and to have possibly been able to make bail and get back to their life. It was a dream that never manifested because the bitch who fake created a bail funding program to meet just those exact needs were using that funding, that $99,000, to fund her own private luxury. Nobody cared about that. It was only me, YB Speaks, and Bubs, who was willing to have the tough conversation, and we didn't give a damn how it made the LGBT community look to hold LGBT people accountable. Because y'all know how we play it over here, baby. We don't do respectability politics, bitch, and anybody can get that motherfucking work. A gay nigga can get that work. A trans bitch can get that motherfucking work. A gender fluid bitch can get that work. An androgynous hoe can get that motherfucking work. A cisgender bitch. But baby, we don't give a damn. Because, baby, we stand on principle, not on identity. It's going to be righteousness over identity any given day. So, baby, so whoever need that can come and get that. They can always come and get them a piece of that. So we was on this bitch's neck. So you can only imagine how disappointed I was when there was already only a small cottage of queer people actually holding Scamonique accountable. And then Jaya, who had already been on the receiving end of Scamonique's maliciousness and viciousness, decided for whatever reason, baby, that she was going to leave the bar one night, drunk off of 4 Locos and half a blunt, bitch, twirling through the streets of Lithonia, coming to Mrs. Dominique's aid, calling the girls out who were making noise about Scamonique's lack of accountability and buffoonery, trying to act like we were, not as in like me specifically, but it was me indirectly, because once again, it was only a small cottage of us who was on this bitch's neck. She like, girl, y'all doing too much. So then we had to go live and put a boot to Jaya's motherfucking neck, bitch, and black the other eye. Since Dominique had claimed the left eye, we had to claim Jaya's right eye and put a boot to that good right eye, baby. Okay, now she had black eyes that were twinning, girl. Because who you feeling like? Is you goofy or nah? Ain't this the same bitch who just shitted on you, did it on you, and you got the nerve to come out here and try to, in some kind of way, be a force field and a middleman and try to be some type of a motherfucking referee between her and the righteous smoke? That was for her? Like, are you goofy or nah? So we had to get on her ass too. Okay? Because once again, bitch, the ass whooping can be 360, bitch. You, and you. Girl, line it up. Because, baby, y'all bitches are goofy. Okay? What Dominique did, bitch, had the outward community looking at you sideways too. Because y'all already know that there's a whole fucking stigma and stereotype over trans people any motherfucking way. And Dominique completely bodied that stereotype and played right motherfucking into it. So it was just weird that Jaya, who just, a few weeks prior to having to do a 3-part Survivor series on Instagram, windmilling against Scamonique over a motherfucking nigga that didn't want either one of their motherfucking asses, coming to her motherfucking aid after she had been put through this Illuminati ass humiliation ritual at the hands of Miss Scamonique. Girl, the dizziness was at an all-time high. Fast forward. Dominique apparently ain't done. And I was gagged that Dominique resurrected the smoke with Jaya ass after Jaya caught herself trying to fake Kate and defend this bitch, only for this same bitch to use that Kate to fly down and WWE body slam her ass once again, and that's what Jaya ass get. So now we're going to salivate in the vindication of it all, because this is exactly why you should stay the fuck out of the, get the fuck out of the way when a bitch is on your op's neck. Okay? Scamming didn't like you then, Jaya, and the bitch don't like you now. So trying to be a fucking pick-Misha for a bitch who's got a 67-inch waist but got a tiny foot and a heel? Huh? Bitch wear a size 6 and a heel, but carrying at least 1 ton, bitch, of cellulite. Scamming the girls, thinking that she is a part of the Black Boule and elite. My God, today. Imagine. You let the bitch carrying around all that motherfucking diabetes, bitch, in a 6-inch heel. Shit on you, bitch. And when you had an opportunity because you saw your op getting ran down on for all the right reasons, instead of you just pulling out your popcorn and putting your feet up, you wanted to get into the motherfucking downtown streets of Lithonia and defend this bitch. And now, girl, she done circled the blickety block on your ass because, bitch, you were stupid enough to believe that shit was cool. That shit was sweet. My God, today. So check out what Miss Dominique said to jumpstart the beef all over again just one day ago.
And I hate when people be like, and I fed you. And don't do that no more, bitch. Oh, my mama, because literally I had to hit somebody up the other day where it was like, you know, I chopped it up. I gave it up this way in the third because of this, and the third. And it very much I was given a pass. And I'm like, baby, I didn't even want passes in high school. When I walked out of class, bitch, I walked out of class, niece. When I walked in, I walked in. Please don't give me no pass. Give me that ticket. Run me mine. Run me mine. But what you realize is that the girls really don't be about that. The girls don't really be about that because the first thing they want to do is call the people and do the things. And that's when you just got to let the girls engage in their delusions and fallacy and foolery with the people. But I feel like the least I can do is directly ask you at least once, do you need that?
My God.
Do you need that? Dominique, you're above that. No, I'm not. I'm far below it.
Not her saying that she reached out to Miss Jaya, bitch, and asked her, do she need that? 2 months later, girl, she done woke up, girl, and had a delayed reaction, girl. And then text that lady, girl, asking her, do she need that in the downtown streets of Lithonia?
Because my patience is here. I'm way below my patience. We're not close to each other right now. I was quiet and calm and nice for years. Let bitches play in my face, kept a cute smile, did all the things for the greater good. Bitch, I'm the greater good. And sometimes the greater good means you got to look the devil in the face and make it plain. I gave you a pass. No, bitch, stick that pass up your ass and get on over here and get you a piece. The girls don't be wanting that, though. And what you should have seen for me is I'm going to give like,
go on over there, Jaya. She done called you out. Go on over there. She gave you an open invitation, bitch. You been begging to be picked. Now she done picked you, bitch. You been begging to come over, girl, and to sip tea and eat crumpets with Miss Neat, girl. Go on over there and give that bitch a piece and show her why she would have been better off in Rikers Island, bitch, than being on these streets free to get her ass whooped. Go on over there, Jaya.
One clear like address into we're gonna do a read moment, but all the back and forth. I feel like if we having all this conversation, it ain't really about nothing. And I don't want to disrupt my algorithm. I don't want to disrupt my brand. I don't want to disrupt my energy with just constantly boo 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 boo. I'm gonna get off my chest. And then the next conversation is, do you want to play open chess? If you don't want to, keep that on your chest. And then take whatever's on your chest, walk over to a graveyard, dig a grave, fall into the grave. You know what? I don't know how you lay in the grave and throw the dirt on yourself, but I trust you to figure it out. You have ingenuity. And then, so all the dirt can lay on your chest with that other bullshit at them 6 feet, bitch.
And I hate when people be like, and I spared you.
Okay. So this was Jaya's response to Dominique 10 hours ago.
Y'all made this hoe feel like she a bully. Y'all made that hoe feel good. That hoe talk about some. That hoe said, you hoes are not about that life. Then she had said, I don't even remember, girl. Somebody showed me the video today. I didn't even know the hoe made a video about me, which is crazy because I thought we were finished, sister. I thought we were done. If you want to be my friend, sister, just say that. I thought we were finished, Miss Morgan. I thought we were done. You text me on some bullshit, I responded on some bullshit. Girl, leave it alone. It's dead. Girl, leave it alone. It's dead. Why you keep trying to beat a dead horse?
She's trying to beat a dead horse because the bitch needed an invite. You was crying about an invite 2 months ago, and now she doesn't giving you the invite. So we don't need no dialogue. We don't need no monologue, baby. Just go ahead and pull up. Did you ask her for the GPS coordinates? Did you ask her for the longitude and latitude? Because 2 months ago, you was begging to be picked. Now she done picked you. And she want to have a dance battle over to the house. Go over there and take that bitch where she don't want to go, girl. Do it for the trans community, girl. Do it for all the queers who were stuck up in prison, bitch, because they couldn't benefit from a fake bail funding program because Miss Mama's went and got her toes done with the $99,000 instead. Baby, go ahead, Jaya. Go be a superhero in Gotham, bitch. The Joker has given you an invitation. You just begging to attend the gender reveal 2 months ago. We don't want to hear no Jaya Luther King speech, bitch. Go be a bad bitch and go stand on business for yourself because she played in your face. She played with your community. And now she need her a piece. So go show that bitch why she would have been better off in Rikers Island rather than calling you to the Ponderosa.
Reaction to me, you bully. That's what you want. You want to bully with everybody. You want to bully with all the trans people that you were supposed to be helping. That's what you want to do. You want to be a bully now, Miss Morgan. You gonna beat me up, and I'm gonna call your probation officer. Back to Rikers you go. And then you said the girls aren't about that. No, that is totally about that life. You have probation for 5 years. That's definitely how this works. Try me, bitch. Try me, bitch. You're going to jail. You're going back. It's just crazy that this bitch...
Give that bitch a first-class flight to urgent care. No, bitch. You're going to put her in the ER before you put her in jail. Okay?
Still making videos. Like, subliminal. Like, she didn't say my name, but... Girl, I know who you're talking about. Girl, the people know who you're talking about. It wasn't needed. It wasn't needed, especially when you over here saying, oh, if a bitch got something to say, you can say it to me. First of all, I don't even know what your problem is, honestly. Bitch, you said it was Houston. You told somebody else it was a boy who said he didn't even fuck with you. He said he didn't even fucking know that y'all had a thing. He said, I didn't even know y'all had a thing. I didn't know I had a thing with her. That same boy was with me when I got my award for being a nice girl. For being a nice girl, you know? Situations like that. You don't know much about that because you're a mean bitch. Bitch, the celebrities was telling me how mean-spirited you are. They was like, girl, like when I met her, girl, she wasn't very nice at all. This wasn't very forthcoming.
Jaya don't want no smoke. Dominique Morgan won the war, bitch. She won the war. She won the war. She won the war. She won the war. How disappointing. She wins again. Moving along. Saucy Santana. So y'all know, girl, we just reported a few days ago that Saucy Santana, there's a resurfaced clip of him in a pool with his BBL soaking in all the motherfucking fresh water like these motherfucking data centers are. And he went on this rampage of, girl, everybody want to screw him, including the kids. So it's been confirmed that it is the KIDS, not the KENS. So he was recently sitting on lip service with Angela Yee and calling himself clearing up or speaking to the controversy child. So let's listen to what Saucy Santana had to say about everybody want to screw him, including the kids. Statement. Y'all wonder like something the king is working.
Other recent thing that went viral again was the kids thing. Like the kids want to. I would love for you to clear that up. What
now, mind you.
Okay, pull it out.
Get the receipts.
Because that's what I said. People like to clip.
What kids thing?
It's a clip where I said niggas want to fuck me, kids want to fuck me, aunties want to fuck me, everybody.
Mm-hmm.
And so they clipped it, and I think right now too, I don't want to throw shade on nobody else's situation, but somebody else is in the headline or you know that little nigga.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that just has never been my character. But at the same time, you can't. I ain't finna beat y'all hoes in the head about something that y'all want to make y'all mind up to believe. Yeah. And also, I think people forget that even though I live stream, I'm a celebrity, so I answer these questions on lip service.
Okay.
Yes. I don't gotta prop up my phone and answer no shit for y'all because y'all feel like you ain't gonna address it. Yeah, when it's time. I'm on a press run right now, baby.
Right. Okay. Period.
That part.
Other recent.
I don't want to focus on clips that people have. I want to focus on action.
Okay.
This is a video in real time.
You're watching.
You stop watching that. You too fucking young. Right.
Some little lions outside. Damn, that shit fast. What you say?
Yeah.
First of all, watch them out for you too motherfucking young for that. When have I ever gave kids, teeth, any type of thing? That's action. That ain't no clip. That's in real time. A kid to me, 14, 15, 16, whatever the fuck, see me walking outside of public in a dress and you like, oh, that shit fat. That's not cool. That's not okay. Listen, you way out of your league, son. Don't play with me. Don't even disrespect me like that.
Yes.
That's how I'm coming. I want to.
Okay, and this is the clip in question.
Kids want to fuck me, aunties, everybody. Niggas want to fuck me, kids want to fuck me, aunties, everybody.
Okay, so going back to Saucy. First of all, I like the Bob. B.O.B. said they're calling you Bob? My God. Secondly, Saucy Santana need to burn his makeup artist at the stake, girl. Because I damn near lost my 20/20 vision, bitch, staring off into the hyperpigmentation of this goddamn blush that this artist and smeared all across his shit. Okay, so let's get rid of the makeup artist. Thirdly, I'm still trying to figure out exactly what the fuck this accomplished, because as far as I'm concerned, unless it's my eyes and my own ears deceiving me, did y'all hear Saucy actually clear up anything? The clip in question is you and your BBL in a pool talking about everybody want to screw you, including the kids. But then the clip you showed to Angela Yee, this here is a whole separate event that ain't got shit to do with whatever the fuck you had going on in the Red Roof Inn's backyard pool, girl. He said he want to speak on actions and not a clip. No, bitch. we needed you to speak to the clip. Because the girls were saying that the clip here in question is from a live stream where Saucy was in the pool with his friends, and there was another family that was there, and apparently the mother of some of the children who were also at the pool that day was harassing Saucy for whatever reason, telling him that, you know, he was inappropriate. I don't know whether it was because the ass so fat like the sun. I don't know what they was doing at the pool that was being interpreted by this agitated ass mammy who was claiming that the things were inappropriate. I don't know whether she was just saying them being as gay as they was what was inappropriate, girl. But if that's the actual context for him speaking in a sarcastic ass way and speaking in jest, then that's what the fuck he should have said on the Angela Yee. He should have actually explained this footage in question, bitch. Okay? This 2023 footage, bitch. And not some other piece of Area 51 ass content. That is a completely separate situation from this situation here. Because both of these things can exist at once. In this clip, you cleared it. But what the people are asking, bitch, is what the fuck was going on up in her behind Red Roof and my love. Okay, so I know that Saucy thought he ate. And clearly he does eat a lot. But he didn't eat and digest this well. So the question still begs of what the fuck was this comment about? And even if the context that was provided is the actual context that he was being harassed and speaking sarcastically, all he had to do was explain that and also just say, hey, I had my reasons for saying what the fuck I said. I was being fucking sarcastic and trying to gag this motherfucking mama and doing the motherfucking most. But it's tacky. What I said was fucking tacky. It should have never came out of my mouth. It was trashy. And I can definitely understand why the fuck people think that is weird, because it does sound weird. And then with us living in the era of social media where shit can just be clipped and audios can be isolated from their original context, I get it. But this is what the situation was. And this what led me to speaking recklessly and sarcastically. And I can agree. It was inappropriate and I apologize. That's it. That's all. See, the problem with a lot of these social media stars, a lot of these GMO seedless stars that are being homegrown and Xeroxed off to stardom, girl. These alternative stars, my love, is that they don't have no motherfucking media training. And I don't know who decided that media training wasn't necessary. Like, I'm so shook that the industry really just stopped artist development. That used to be a real thing. Like, girl, you were well trained in how to answer and speak to the media, how to clear up controversy, bitch, because it was all about protecting the coinage of it all, baby. Okay? And making sure that what comes out of your mouth does not contribute, girl, to injuring the coinage of it all. So we're going to need the system to bring back media training, because this ain't it. This ain't it. I like Saucy Santana. I like what he represents. I like that he's doing some groundbreaking shit, being as gay as he is in a hyper-ass masculine space and making these niggas bow down and deal with it. And there actually being a growing respect on his name. I love that for him, because that's going to trickle down to other people just like him. But, baby, how you done handle this got me shook, bitch. So as far as I'm concerned, Saucy ain't clear up a motherfucking thing. And since he don't think he really got to speak to it, or he think that one thing should have to do with this thing here, I'm going to have to double down on my original sentiments. It was trashy. It was fucking appropriate. And anybody who ain't fucking with it, they ain't fucking with it. I can't even defend him, girl, if he don't even want to defend himself. So we gonna put Saucy Santana on the sick and the shut-in list, bitch. And you know, I know he's trying to be quiet on the creek, bitch, but when it comes to shit like this, bitch, you should have been loud on the motherfucking creek. You should have got off the creek, bitch, so that you can get into the inner city and be loud about it, bitch. Because once again, he already knows what type of world we live in. He already knows, bitch, the way that homophobia and queerphobia and femphobia and femophobia is set up. He already knows the way that the girls like to goop and hyperly judge every motherfucking body and all the stigma on us, bitch. So with him having the clout and popularity on him that he does, when it came to this, bitch, you should have been loud on the motherfucking creek. So I'm gonna have to sit Saucy on some ice in the meantime, in the between time. Moving along. Bill Cosby ass finally is getting everything that his ass goddamn deserved and is being stripped of the eyes that he used to prey on innocent motherfucking women. And I don't feel bad about it. Apparently, girl, Bill Cosby is 100% blind. Bill Cosby is reportedly 100% blind, and his declining health could complicate the lawsuits that he's currently fighting. According to legal documents, Cosby's attorney says the 89-year-old is legally blind and has significant mobility limitations, making traveling for in-person legal proceedings very difficult. His representative previously said that glaucoma caused his blindness and that Cosby underwent 2 life-sustaining surgeries after doctors discovered severe carotid artery blockages. But here's where health and civil litigation collide. Being elderly or medically disabled doesn't automatically eliminate legal liability. Instead, courts can consider medical documentation when deciding issues involving depositions, remote testimony, and courtroom accommodations. And even if someone dies during civil litigation, certain claims may potentially continue, my God, against their dead ass body, their estate, depending on the case and applicable law. I am screaming, bitch. The law says, bitch, you're getting this work, girl, dead or alive. So, Bill Cosby is as blind as a goddamn bat doing 5 o'clock traffic, and is thinking, girl, that this is his way to Ashante Scoot out of his legal liability responsibilities. And there's a lot of people saying, girl, let this man go. He old, girl. Y'all not tired yet. No, bitch, we ain't tired yet. Because you know what, bitch? He got to live a life full of privilege. Privilege that he abused. Privilege that he weaponized. Privilege and luxury that he made other people's trauma. And in the prime of those women's lives, they had to live with the trauma for the rest of their lives of being drugged and quaaluded up out of their motherfucking minds and being groped and violated by this little dick ass simp. So now that Cosby is on the downcline and old and decrepit as hell and is falling apart, bitch, like Pinocchio, I don't give a damn that he hurting. I don't give a damn that his bones got him enduring hella arthritis. I don't give a damn that he no longer can tell the difference between the toilet and his ass. I don't give no damn. You inflicted people who had to live the rest of their lives and navigate their mental health and their personal lives with the trauma of being essayed And you think that you're going to commence that level of harm against motherfucking people and not have to answer for your sins and transgressions just because you 127 years motherfucking old and can't see, bitch, an Apple Watch? My God, today, it's mighty interesting to me, girl, that the same eyes that you use to outsource your prey with are now the same eyes that have been stripped from you. Maybe had you kept your eyes on your wife only, you wouldn't be in this predicament. Maybe had you did the right thing with your seeing ass eyes, my love, they wouldn't be dragging your ass to federal court, bitch, in a hot air balloon for the tick-tocking of it all. And let me tell you something, there's a lot of ignorant ass people who are really ill-informed and misinformed about Bill Cosby and feel like them women lied on him. Them women did not. When Bill Cosby first got fucking sued, I went live and reread Bill Cosby's own deposition, which is available online, where Bill Cosby himself, we ain't talking about his accusers. We're not talking about his victims. Bill Cosby confessed in his deposition that yes, he illegally obtained quaaludes and used those quaaludes to victimize women with. And that he will put them under the impression that it was Advil or Tylenol when it was really a drug being used as a date grape drug. And that while these women were incapacitated and in an altered state of consciousness, that he would fondle their genitals and fondle their breasts and take advantage of them. Remember the whole issue of him getting arrested and doing that year in prison and how they had to undo that because a part of his plea deal for avoiding jail time and just paying out his victims monetarily was that he sit down and do a deposition where he tells the honest truth and confess to his crimes, and in exchange, they would not give him jail time and he could basically pay his victims for their pain. So when the new prosecutor or whoever he was hired, he either wasn't aware of the plea deal prior or just didn't give a damn about the plea deal. And he went over the court's heads and had Bill Cosby sentenced, etc. But then once the system circled the block, they had to deal with the legal ramifications of that, and they had to set Bill Cosby free because he did a plea deal. And that plea deal is bound by the literal law. It doesn't matter how the new prosecutor or whoever the fuck this nigga was that overturned all this shit felt. Bill Cosby had successfully upheld and provided what was needed in his plea deal, and both agreements were sealed under the fucking law. So he was never supposed to do time. But Bill Cosby not doing time is not to be conflated with the fact that he didn't do what the fuck he was accused of doing. He admitted that he illegally obtained quaaludes and violated multitudes and bundles of women, unbeknownst to them, with those drugs. So, baby, I love this for him. I love this for America's black father. I love this for Bill Cosby. You know, living in this age, girl, where justice is so far few and in between, baby, I have to salivate. You know, when some level of accountability is happening. And in this case, girl, nature is prevailing. As a judge room, girl, nature is tearing his ass up where the courts cannot. My God, today. So I will be keeping you guys updated on how a blind ass Cosby, who is experiencing his karmic backlash, is navigating his coming and going to the federal courthouse, girl, in a power scooter and a watchdog. My God. Oh, yes. We're going to be reporting live, and in color, baby. Keep it up with all of those things. Moving along. Perez Hilton, we got to give some updates on Perez Hilton. You guys know that Perez Hilton became possessed and consumed with all of the demons that he's been warring with and fighting with, and more than likely also off of his medication, and experienced a psychotic episode that led to him coming onto TikTok Live, looking like a victim of Freddy Krueger, which prompted authorities to arrive, him getting banned from TikTok, and he's since been hospitalized. And for a lot of people who were saying that, oh, they felt like it was a stunt, they don't feel like he really lost that amount of blood. He did. He's in need of blood transfusions right now because of the amount of blood that he lost. What we saw on that TikTok Live was real. Even though I couldn't show y'all the TikTok Live, thank God a country crew member had provided a link to a Twitter page that still had it up, because I don't follow Perez. And I was able to see 27 seconds of what happened on our TikTok Live. And if you look very closely, despite all of the BLOOD he was covered with, if you look up at his top left shoulder, you can see he came in to the screen already with slash marks all across his top shoulder. It looked like Freddy had dug his claws, or like a T-Rex, a pterodactyl, had done ripped off into his shoulder. So he definitely had open wounds, and that blood was definitely real, and he's in need of transfusions right now while his condition is being stabilized. Now, it was initially reported that Perez's mother, who he lives with in Miami, or who lives with him in Miami, and his 3 kids that he had via surrogate, were not there when this happened. But we now have since learned that they were there, but they weren't there. So when he started getting into the psychotic episode, they were there, but they left because they saw that it was going downhill. He was getting extreme. I think this was before he even probably started cutting himself. He was probably making a lot of verbal threats and being erratic and saying a lot of irrational things. So the mother had gathered the kids, thank God, and left the house, because I definitely think this would have been a suicide if they had remained there. So they didn't see the manifestation of it to its extreme, but they were initially at the house in the beginning of everything. But Mother Goose intervened immediately and removed herself and the kids. And then the rest was obviously history. Where now Mama Hilton, who is a reformed homophobe, reportedly steps in to request temporary custody of his 3 children following distressing self-harm live stream crisis, courtesy of Hollywood Unlocked. Things have taken an even more serious turn following the disturbing mental health emergency involving veteran celebrity gossip blogger Perez Hilton, after the 48-year-old internet personality born as Mario was rushed to a Miami hospital after self-harming during a horrifying TikTok live broadcast. Reports indicate his family is taking legal steps to ensure his 3 young children are fully protected. When it became clear that he was undergoing an intense mental health breakdown, relatives reportedly rushed the children out of the house to shelter them from trauma. And now his mother, Teresita, along with the immediate family, is stepping in to secure temporary custody while Perez faces a lengthy recovery. All right. Now, I also got an old nasty piece, an article up here, Chi. Hold on. It's from Forbes.com. I'm just going to read the key facts. Hilton consented to handing over temporary custody, according to court documents viewed by Page Six. Okay, so he has consented to giving his family custody of his children. In a statement sent to the NBC South Florida from her attorney, Hilton's mother, Natalie F. Guerrera Valdez, said that she wanted to protect the children and give them some sense of normalcy as they begin their journey of healing. In the last update posted on Hilton's website, the gossip blogger's family said that he remained hospitalized after the incident last week, and his recovery would be a long process after significant blood loss and sustaining additional injuries. In a previous statement posted to Hilton's blog Thursday afternoon, signed by his team and family, said Hilton's children, niece, and sister were home just minutes before he harmed himself on a TikTok live stream, saying his family, quote, immediately fled to protect the children from witnessing any further trauma once it became clear that Hilton was experiencing a severe mental health crisis and harming himself. Hilton's family said their highest priority is helping his children, quote, to begin to heal from what they experienced, asking members of the media and paparazzi to leave the area surrounding Hilton's home. An earlier statement posted to Hilton's blog said that Hilton is able to communicate, which has given our family hope, though this has been a difficult time as very little information has been made available to our family. Okay, so the family is also dealing with limited information as well during his recovery. In another statement posted to Hilton's blog on Wednesday, his team and family confirmed that he is, quote, receiving medical care. His family's focus right now is on his well-being, thanking fans for their support. Hilton was taken to a hospital late Tuesday. The Miami-Dade County Sheriff's Office confirmed to multiple outlets after his disturbing live stream prompted police calls from multiple fans. All right, so that is an overall update on what Perez got going on. Long recovery ahead. Healing all of these physical injuries, significant blood loss, blood transfusions. He has consented to giving over custody to his family. Now, the question for me and what I'm curious about is Perez going to be thrusted and thrown into a conservatorship as well? Just like Britney, just like Wendy. I'm going to be curious to see how far his family takes this as it relates to his mental health. Whether he will ever get custody of his children back, how much recovery will be his recovery? Will he recover enough to get back to being a blogger, to get back to running his business? Will he recover in such a way that allows him to be a competent, independent parent? Or will he have to give up his business and his family, take over his brand, and predominantly raise his children? Will he be thrown into a mental health facility? Will he be put away, etc.? Yeah, my God, today there's a lot of questions, but long road ahead. Everything Beauty by Courtney says, the irony of him wanting privacy. Yeah, you know, his Saturn has returned, just like he did for Wendy. The thing about, see, that's another, I can't get into all that because I'll be here for 12 hours if I get into the spiritual shit. I'll come back and do another live about the spiritual and energetic part of this. But I'm not surprised that Perez had to wrestle against the same demons that he allowed to use him and weaponize him against other people. Because that's how karmic law is. This is why spiritual literatures and spiritual philosophies and truths have a system of reap and sow, karmic law. You're going to wrestle up against the same forces that you didn't mind being a vessel for when it was convenient for you and when it benefited you. So, yeah, it is the irony of his ass, you know, needing privacy, the worst moment in his life being exploited. Yeah. he not only now is in a position to apologize, which he has been doing leading up to his psychotic episode. He's been apologizing to the people that he hurt by way of his blogging and media reporting and the way that he chose to come up in the industry, which was by harassing and bullying and humiliating public figures, etc. Which I also think is very ironic because current media is like Perez Hilton times 20. So it's also funny to me that Perez Hilton has been so allegedly canceled when modern day media is like, like they make Perez Hilton look like a goddamn saint. However, yeah, the irony is there because he was on an apology tour prior to his psychotic break, felt like he had saw God and had an experience of God that was very transformative. When I heard that, and you guys were there for that commentary, I already knew that the Hunger Games were going to start, because once you experience the light, the darkness is going to come for you. And in the words of Mortal Kombat, girl, your might is going to be tested. Test your might. So this is definitely spiritual warfare. The karmic manifestation is not a manifestation that's designed to shame a soul or to further injure a soul. It's more so to help the soul to atone from the deepest level. And so coming face to face with your own shit is a catalyst into deep spiritual growth. However, if you don't know what you're doing when you experience an ego death, if you don't know what the fuck you're doing and you don't know how to even recognize a dark night of the soul, that experience and journey and phase and chapter can be something that actually takes you out and can end you. It's not meant to end you. It's not given to you to shame you, to guilt trip you, and to keep you in a low vibrational sense of self. It's designed to elevate you, but it's like the master class in self-growth. And not all people are strong enough to come out on top when that period manifests in their life. And as a result, you get what happened to Perez Hilton. Like, obviously, baby, he wasn't ready at all. And I always tell people all the time, bitch, you need spiritual people in your life. I listened to Megan Thee Stallion's interview with Michelle Obama yesterday because my baby father had texted me and was like, you got to do some commentary on this. So I'm probably going to put that on a hot docket at some point today. We're going to come back and talk about it. But, you know, I was watching her and I couldn't help but sense there's a quiet depression that follows Megan Thee Stallion. And she tries her best to be like very upbeat and very like charismatic and happy-go-lucky and to be focused in a positive way. But anybody who has any level of discernment and who looks with their pineal gland and their third eye and not just with their natural eyes can see that there is like a soft storm that is kind of like billowing and active, kind of in the background of Megan's life, in the background of Megan's energy. And I remember watching that interview yesterday and just being like, I wanted to reach through the screen and I wanted to be her friend. Megan needs a real friend, and Megan needs a spiritual guru in her life, because all of the cycles that she has lived through, she hasn't fully processed nor understood exactly what their purpose was. And as a result, it's left her kind of like half undone. And it just made me think about how we need spiritual people in our lives. We need teachers in our lives. We need people who understand the cycles of consciousness and the way that spiritual laws work, who understand the death and rebirth of the mind, the death and the rebirth of the emotional body, the death and the rebirth of self, because so many people experience those cycles with ignorance and a lack of understanding and end up getting lost in the sauce, unfortunately. So, you know, I say all that going back to Perez girl, that, you know, as far as I'm concerned, one of the positive takeaways from what happened to Perez's girl, we need spiritual understanding about life and about the world. It's necessary. It's not a luxury. It's not a hobby. It's a necessity. We are spirit more so than we are body. We are spiritual beings having a earthly and a biological experience. And we need to be in tune with our lives spiritually so that we have better success at navigating life, and we can grow accordingly and respond accordingly to the calling that be calling upon us metaphysically, because all souls are here to evolve and to remember itself again through the life experience. But we'll get into all of that, girl, when we get there, okay? We'll talk about Megan Thee Stallion and all of that and go into all of the things, shy. Moving along, shout out to Perez, light and love to him. I hope he makes it through his dark night of the soul. I really do. Amanda Seales, my God, today, the queen of neurospiciness herself, who is always in some shit, child. Amanda Seales definitely got it right when I say that, or when she says, shy, that she's probably one of the most dragged people at this point. The issue, though, is that Amanda Seales doesn't know how much she contributes to the dragulations of it all. So Amanda Seales is being called out by one of her fans, and rightfully so. And she ended up blocking the shit out of this man and everything. And he gave a great breakdown of what's missing from Amanda's conversation around neurodivergence and neurospiciness and autism, and he's not afraid to hold Amanda's feet to the fire. So check out what Digital Stem Cell, that's his name on Instagram, had to say in response, girl, to his on again, off again toxic relationship to Miss Amanda. My God, today y'all in the likes of the Kang Gang.
This is why Amanda Seales blocked me, and it's because she's an ableist.
And then I saw him under a post saying that he didn't like my brand of autism because he says he feels that I speak about autism from a autism supremacist point of view.
But Amanda, is this you?
Don't act like a big ass kid with a sprinkle of autism when he's around you. He doesn't fucking like you.
He's been doing it. And the only reason that someone like me was able to get out from under it is because I am neurodivergent. I'm good at so much that there was no question that I want to see. You can't be good at drawing, good at singing, good at writing, good at speaking, good at painting, good at, but you can't.
And now you're good at being dragged all the goddamn time.
Be good at that many things. Good at DJing, good at graphic arts. You can't be good at that many things. Good at acting, good at playing piano. You can't be good at that many things and not be artistic.
People and values, because for a lot of us, values are not just preferences, they are the operating system. They're the rules of the universe, and when someone goes and breaks them, our brains go, system error, please step away from me immediately. Like, If I were to find out a friend is out here lying to people or doing something that hurts somebody else, my nervous system doesn't just go, that's unfortunate.
Yeah, Amanda, I don't like your brand of autism. One of the biggest reasons why we do not use Aspie supremacy language within the autism community is that it promotes eugenics. Could you imagine if there was a single gene that made us better? She's out in these streets pathologizing normalized behavior. Being smart and being able to do things is not a trait of autism. You can't find that anywhere in the DSM-5. Imagine blocking me when I'm defending your ass, and even the comment I made about how you represent autism, it was still in support. But I'll show the receipts in a second. But here you are promoting exclusion, ignoring individuals that are within the autism community, the high support needs, the nonverbal individuals. You are, indirectly creating social hierarchies. You are fueling prejudices within the autism community. You are oversimplifying something that is on a spectrum. And your followers are going to say, well, everyone represents autism differently. Let me tell you something, folks. What she's saying has nothing to do with autism. This is the comment why she unfollowed me. And it was still in defense of her safety. Amanda, go get your formal diagnosis since you can afford it and stop talking that shit online about your brother.
My God, and I am 100% standing in solidarity with his ass. Amanda Seales got too much of a platform. She got too much visibility to be speaking recklessly out of her motherfucking mouth. We just had this conversation about Saucy Santana and his visibility, etc. And why there needs to be an intentionality and a responsible handling of one's fucking privilege, because unfortunately, whether we like it or not, it isn't just about us as much as we would love to make it about us. Amanda Seales just got recently, she self-diagnosed herself, and all of this is really recent to her. On top of that, there's no way in hell that Amanda Seales should be ever coming forward speaking so passively about autism and be doing so in such an uninformed way. She should be in her books, she should be in her studies, and she should be communicating deeply with people like Digital Stem Cell so that she can know what the fuck is appropriate to come out of her motherfucking mouth, and to make sure that in her attempt to big up autistic people, because I understand her intent is innocent, but even the word says, baby, the road to hell was paved with good intentions. Her intent is innocent. She's not trying to be malicious. She's trying to big up autistic people, but you're indirectly contributing to harm and to misinformation that really only continues to fuel the stigmas on autistic people by inadvertently creating this hierarchy. Because as Digital Stem Cell said, autism is on a spectrum, bitch. And being good at things is not an attribute of autism, okay? And you are inadvertently leaving out a lot of individuals who suffer from autism and suffer from it in such a severe way that they're almost entirely incapacitated. So she absolutely deserves to get her wig and her boho braids tucked the fuck on. I love when people get public figures to fucking together. And it is very irresponsible of Amanda to block this man who is really trying to help her goofy dumbass out, since she wants to be a face for the movement, and she wants to be a mascot, and she wants to be a voice, and she wants to use her own self-diagnosis and lived experience, etc., to speak on a subject matter that a lot of people are not informed about. Wise people and people who desire to be wise surround themselves with the even wiser counsel. The big issue with public figures these days is that they think that it's all about them, and they lose the fucking plot. And then they miss out on the opportunity to actually accomplish what they set out to, because They got caught up in their own motherfucking ego. So go the fuck off, brother stem cell, honey. Get Miss Amanda all the way together. He said that her and him go through this shit all the time. She block him, unblock him. They on again, off again. So it seemed like deep down somewhere, Amanda knows that she be on her bald-headed hoe shit. She knows that it be her ego, girl. So she be having to come and spin that block. All right? But she has an opportunity in her association with other neurodivergent people and people like Digital Stem Cell to speak it and speak it motherfucking well. Hopefully she leans into that. But until she does, the public got her ass leaning back, baby. Fat Joe style. My God, today. Putting Amanda on the sick and the shut-in list. Moving along. Darius Cook girl, who has been accused of not sending bitches they pots, they spoons, they butter knives, sending them kitchen utensils made out of paper plane material, bitch. Apparently is also a teacher, which spooked a lot of people who did not know, girl, that Miss Darius Cooks, king of the kitchen girl, also either is degreed or at the very least is a substitute teacher, which requires nothing more than a high school diploma and a clean criminal arrest record. Okay? Well, Darius is on the second day of teaching high schoolers, babes, and, you know, is welling and gnashing of teeth at the literacy issue within the modern day school system. So watch Darius Cooks, now turned high school teacher, getting emotional while discussing the literacy of his students. Quote, they couldn't fill in 4 words, my God, today.
So I am on my lunch break. It is, I don't know, 11:30 or something like that. And I just finished a 3-hour class. We have what's called block, and block is where first and second periods are combined for subjects that need it. And so I literally broke down in the middle of class because I'm teaching seniors. These kids are leaving high school and going to college, hopefully, after they finish. We had 2 paragraphs to read, 1 sentence, complete to write. So I am on my, I don't know. I simply don't know where the problem is. This is only day 2. And I have seniors who simply cannot read and seniors who cannot write. They cannot write. They can reason. They have the ability to defend their reasoning if it's talking to their homeboy, but applying that to a written text, 2 paragraphs, they couldn't do it. Our young black men, our young brown men, our young black girls, and our young brown girls.
It's the finances. It's just the finances. My God. Girl, they had Darius Cook's ass about to blow boogers. Bitch about to give an old nasty piece of color purple ceiling ass level. One of them cries that come from the depth of your motherfucking soul, bitch. One of them cries that caused a damn 7.9 Richter scale ass earthquake, bitch. Got the Bell South building trembling, baby. My God. Now, he said he's teaching seniors and they can't even fill in 2 words, girl, that they can't even sound off they ABCs 1, 2, 3s. My God, today. So I went to looking around because, I've been hearing in the peripheral, girl, that there is a growing literacy issue within the country, etc. Y'all know, despite America being marketed and propagandized as being so great, we're actually a country full of idiots and morons, obviously. I mean, look at who's been put into office. A 34-time convicted felon / rapist, Jeffree Epstein's bestie. My God, today, clearly we can't be that intelligent at all. So I went to looking around and I found some information. Okay, let's refer to this. Okay, girl, it's this article on thewordinblack.com is titled, "Sorry, your kid probably doesn't read proficiency or proficiently." As the decades-long debate over the best way to teach kids how to read, a phonics-based approach or a whole word approach rages on one thing remaining true, which is that most students still aren't reading on grade level. The National Center for Education Statistics recently released the nation's report card for 2024 and found that only 30% of all fourth graders and 29% of all eighth graders nationwide scored at or above proficient in reading. However, the results are worse amongst Black students. Only 17% of Black fourth graders scored at or above proficiency, a percentage that hasn't improved since 2022 and is worse than a decade ago. And Black eighth graders currently have a 14% proficiency rate, down from 15% in 2022. Let that sink in. In 2024, when AI can write your essays and TikTok University can teach you practically anything, schools are still failing to ensure a majority of Black children learn from one of the most fundamental skills. Quote, "This data is alarming," says Dr. Artika Tyner, founder of the Planting People Growing Justice Institute, a Minnesota-based nonprofit dedicated to social change and promoting reading and diversity in literature. And with these results, Black students are, quote, "at a competitive disadvantage." Reading, she explains, is a critical skill needed to excel, not just in school, but throughout their lives and future endeavors. Tyner says that students' lack of reading proficiency isn't a sudden crisis. Reports and assessments may bring renewed relevance, but this issue is not new, she says. Instead, it's more like a chronic condition that America is content to live with, especially when it comes to Black students. And of course it is. Didn't Donald Trump say that him and the right wing love dummies and high school dropouts and people who ain't got no goddamn sense and no intellect, that they love the stupid? My God, today is how they're running the world. It's based on ignorance. Because obviously any informed person wouldn't allow nor participate in creating the current version of the world that we have today. Only idiots would create this version of the system. So yeah, America is certainly comfortable with living alongside this chronic condition because the system benefits from all of us being stupid, deaf-toned, and anti-intellectual. In 1992, when the NAEP assessment was first administered, only 8% of Black fourth graders were proficient in reading. The early 2000s saw some improvements, but progress peaked with 18% of Black fourth graders scoring proficient or higher in 2015. We've had decades of education reforms that were supposed to fix this. So what's going on? I'm going to tell you what the fuck is going on so that I don't belabor the point. Parents, I'm going to tell y'all right now, baby. I know it's hard being a goddamn manager at McDonald's and having to deal with bitches coming through in the drive-thru telling y'all that y'all forgot the onions and the mayo on the Big Mac, that y'all ain't put enough ketchup in they drive-thru takeout bag, bitch. But y'all have got to pull these young people off of technology. Technology is deepening and contributing to the literacy issue, to the intellectual issue, to the lack of critical thinking issue, because AI is doing the work for most people. AI is doing the reading, is doing the research. So people have less incentive to actually think for themselves, to do the work for themselves, to do the calculation for themselves. Because of social media now, a lot of people are visual learners. So rather than reading, they prefer to have things be commentated to them and or visualized to them. All this inadvertently creates these issues on the back end. The schools honestly need to ban tablets and laptops and preserve that for the library usage like it used to be when I was growing the fuck up. In class, you can't use your phone. In class, you can't use your two-way. In class, you can't use a walkie-talkie. In class, you can't use a MacBook. No, ma'am. You got to use your cerebro. You've got to use your brainiage. No cheat codes, no Googling, no none of that. Maybe a little piece of calculator every now and again. That's it. Because, baby, technology is shrinking these kids' brains. That's why the literacy issue is getting worse. Because of technology, because of AI. Because of the availability for technology to substitute your own critical thinking and your own fundamental reliance on the best computer that's ever been created, which is the human brain. Nothing beats it yet on the market. So remove the technology, and we're going to start seeing some slow and yet steady improvements when it comes to literacy. All right? But baby, y'all light a candle for Miss Darius, girl. It look like she's about to return to selling them goddamn forks on Amazon Prime, bitch, because I don't know if her heart is gonna sustain, okay, her being a substitute teacher. Moving along. Last but not least, let's get into Jeffree Star spaghetti body ass, because this nigga out here, baby, hunting down straight men, bitch. Hunting them down, girl. What is your price, girl? Everyone has one, girl. Get into Jeffree Star ass, baby. And her desire and interest in hunting down heterosexual dick. My God, today. Thumbs up, and run the likes up. The king is Kanging.
Star is one of the most desperate people on this platform, and you can't convince me otherwise. He consistently uses his wealth and social status to lure straight men to his ranch in Wyoming. Both of these men have been a victim of Jeffree Star sliding into their DMs, and when he's rejected, they get blocked. Talk about embarrassing. Let's go through it. We're first going to go over this creator and the DM he received from Jeffree Star. Jeffree Star, as you can see, account not found. Can you break your rules and socialize with me? Bro, you got me fucked up. My sisters ain't gonna believe this. I can be your homie, but I don't swing that way. And shortly after that, he was blocked. And then Jeffree slid into another man's DM. How many offers you got this week? On here, none. Instagram, way too many. Well, where's my invite? Your invite to what? Your crib, duh. Yeah, the wife wouldn't be down for that. Okay, sometimes they like when someone joins. And he said, nah, we're good. And then Jeffree Star was so offended by that he went on live and called him an FAGGOT. Because when you can't handle rejection, you're going to call somebody a slur. Now, I won't flat out say that Jeffree Star is a predator, but he practices in predatory behavior, consistently going after men that you know are not gay and pursuing that over and over over again, using your wealth, saying, I'll fly you out, and your social status, and lure them to your ranch in Wyoming where you have it in mind to potentially hook up with them. That is very predatory, and that's fucking weird. Jeffree Star's.
My God, today, not Jeffree Star hunting down straight men like a monkey swinging through the jungles of Africa after a banana. And then check out what this commenter said, girl, right here. Jeff came to Deadwood once and hit on some cowboys. The drama, he was later banned by the casino and walked out by security. I'm screaming. And after this little young and restless ass drama here, another straight man came out right after this and revealed that Jeffree had hopped in his goddamn DMs as well, hunting for heterosexual Kakiana. All right. A public figure, Jax the Ripper, captioned this video, realizing that you don't want the bag as much as you thought you did. And he reveals a DM from Jeffree Star, who also blocked his ass afterwards too. Okay, here's Jeffree's message. Hey, Big Daddy, do you like women only or both? Jack says, women only. Jeffree replies, how boring. Laughing emoji. Jax laughs at the laughing emoji. My God, today this man is on a goddamn tour, girl, for the straights, bitch. If you are a heterosexual woman and you are involved with men's, baby, you might want to hide your husband, hide your motherfucking fiancés, bitch, hide your long-term boyfriends, hide your sticky links, because Jeffree is single again and he back on the prowl. He thought it was perfect and he don't know how. He's single again and he ain't got no baby regard. He ain't got no motherfucking hang up about whether you're married or not, bitch. Don't give a damn if you got a whole family to go back home to, girl. All right? So you better get a hold of your man's technology, bitch. You better get a hold of your man's DMs, women. Okay, baby, because Jeffree Star is out here in these streets, bitch, and it's dangerous times. It's dangerous times, baby. My God. Now, Jeffree Star done caught himself getting fed up, bitch, with constantly being exposed, in the words of Jocelyn Hernandez. So he handing out lawsuits like lollipops to the damn children after school. Check out Jeffree Star apparently suing some popular content creator girl who's on his ass. On his ass.
I can't wait to see her in the morgue. Oh, yay. Yeah, y'all can spam my chat all day long. I can't wait to see her in the morgue. Oh, yay. Yeah, y'all can spam my chat all day long about some girl making a fake video. When I file...
Hold on, y'all. I done fucked up my thing. Hold on. Let me restart this. I done blew it up. Now it's glitching. Hold on. Baby, he said he can't wait to see this bitch that's talking about his ass online in the morgue. My God, today. My God, today. All right, here we go.
Oh, yay. Yeah, y'all can spam my chat all day long about some girl making a fake video. When I file the lawsuit against her, and she has to pay me like Nicki Minaj and Cardi B's old blogger, Tasha K, she'll probably regret making lies up about me.
Jeffree Star is threatening to take this influencer to court over her accusing him of being a racist predator. Let's roll the clip of what she said.
It baffles me that people forget that Jeffree Star is allegedly, don't want a lawsuit now, allegedly a racist predator as well. So I know you go spam him with unicorns. I've been trying to start beef with him since 2023. That'd be really fun.
The influencer that said this goes by the name of Perez. Now, she is very prevalent here on social media, and she herself has said very problematic things, like Justin Bieber R-wording babies because she stands them so much. Now, I looked into her accusations against Jeffree Star. Now, we know about his racist past and behavior. I didn't know about the predatory part of it. Now, I want to make it very clear, this is all public knowledge, and I'm just repeating what I have found on Google. Jeffree Star accusers say the makeup mogul has a history of SA, physical violence, and hush money. Several former associates say Star engaged in violent and abusive behavior on multiple occasions during the late 2000s, including multiple allegations of SA. 4 people who spoke with Insider also said that he groped men around him without consent. 5 people told the Insider that they personally saw him using a close-range stun gun or other tasing device to hurt and harm and intimidate the people around him. In 2009, Star used a taser on a homeless teen who had rejected his affections in a movie theater. That teen later stayed the night in Star's apartment and told Insider that Star gave him Ambien until he was intoxicated and forcibly performed oral S on him without his consent. Several people and publicly available internet posts corroborate key components of the former homeless teen's account. Star's attorney denied allegations of physical and sexual violence and questioned the relatability of the Insider's source. After Insider detailed the allegations to Star and his attorney, several people who had made the on-record claims about Star's conduct contacted Insider to change their stories. Are these claims true? Is he going to take her to court? How much is she going to be sued for? It is very dangerous to make claims like this to somebody that is a very powerful person. Dub Harris said that she is going to start a GoFundMe. So, as this continues, I will update you guys.
You know, I find it interesting that James Star, girl, that Jeffree Star is willing to sue an influencer for regurgitating allegations made against him by other people, but refuses to sue all these motherfucking people that have accused him of intimate violence against them. You want to sue the person talking about the allegations, but not sue the people, the multitude of people making the actual allegations. My God, today. I got to get out of here. Y'all tell me what the hell y'all think, girl. We had one hell of a hot topics on this morning. Shout out to CTV in the morning. I'm kind of liking us. How y'all feel about CTV in the morning, child? Should we scrap it? Should we scrap CTV in the morning? Get back to regular schedule programming? What y'all think? Should we keep CTV in the morning? Conscious in the morning? Conscious in your cup? Fuck Folgers. Conscious in your cup in the morning. Y'all need that? Y'all gotta have it. What y'all, okay, y'all loving it. I guess we finna make it a thing over here on the platform, my God. All right. I'll see y'all in a few, girl. We gotta come back and talk about Megan, talking about Michelle. Run the lights all the way up. We're probably gonna get into some more FBA conversation, girl, because Tasha K can't get enough and I can't get enough keeping my foot on her neck. So probably gonna get into that too. But run the lights all the way up. Share, subscribe. Shout out to all the new supporters. Love y'all down. Boots. If you enjoyed yourself, y'all know what to do, baby. Y'all can show some love to the king in all ways, all forms, including monetarily, Cash App and PayPal. All donation information is in the description box below. And remember, it's Conscious spelled with the Z right over here on the end. Also, make sure you follow me over on Instagram because we be busting down content over there. We finna go over and colonize Miss TikTok soon too, channel, and expand our terrain. I love you down, Boots, and I'll see you guys in a few. Peace.